Well, hey everyone, and welcome back to Season 5 of Truly Bedrock. We are on episode 10, I believe, and the last episode we worked on this clock, this awesome build, and I do believe after running around, checking things, testing things, I do believe a couple of you hit the nail on the head that it is the one-player sleep that is causing issues on the server. So that means when somebody sleeps on the server, the daylight cycle swaps faster than this swaps. So realistically, in creative, you would see this go from 6 all the way around to 6 again, and then relatively in quick succession, it would move to 7 a.m. Here on the server, it doesn't do that as quickly. So, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. We still have a working clock, which is awesome. Now, I've been a little bit busy. If you guys notice, there's been a little bit of a cleanup over here. I cleaned all of these chests that Tiz had over here. It was becoming quite the monstrosity. I did say that I will take all of the extra nether brick, and I meant it. I did bring it all down in here and set it all up. We've been smelting a ton of it. Yeah. And there was also a conversation that happened in the back channels with JC asking about nether wart. Now, I do believe that every stitch of nether wart on the server, or at least most of it, has come from that first piece that we got a long time ago. I know Lee, I believe Jesse B, JC, everybody has gotten a little bit of nether wart from us, and JC's thing is she wants to use red nether brick. So I've spent some time AFK smelting down netherrack, and I built a little bit of a nether wart farm back here, just temporarily. I don't like the FOV change. It's fine when I'm not playing, but it's kind of jarring when I'm recording rather. So we're not going to step out there too much, but I go down and harvest all of that, and then I make some red nether brick. I think I'm going to work on getting about a shulker box worth and then hand that over to JC just to help out. I know what a pain it is to actually craft up nether wart. So a little bit of work has been done down here and a little bit of cleaning has been going on, and the reason for that is, number one, I want to try to stay organized, obviously. But number two, this project that we are undertaking is quite an endeavor, and sometimes you can find yourself a little bit uninspired isn't the word, but just lack of motivation when you start looking at the things and all of the stuff that you have to do. So sometimes it's nice just to do some meaningful but meaningless tasks to stay out of any kind of rut. And there are a few other things that we can do, like cleaning all of this up. This is the block palette here, and I think what I'm gonna do is clean all of this up so that we don't have to see it. And I know I did forget a little bit of blockage. Where is, and I did make cobblestone, I did. It's fine. There we go. Just getting things a little cleaned up, making it look nice. Taking on a big project is something that can easily overtake you and be a difficult thing. I learned that in Season 2 of Truly Bedrock, that sometimes there's things that we need to do rather than just taking on a huge project. And not everything has to be a huge project either, right? To be an awesome or mega build. I think that is awesome. I think this is an epic build. It's not very big. It works on one side, you know? So one of the things that we can do, and I think it's always good to do, is we can start laying out some signs like this saying, I want to do the mayor's house. And start breaking down the projects that we have. I want to make a library. Okay? And it doesn't have to even be this, like, one in one, right? We could do library here. We can do the stonemason, and then the I don't know, like a weapon. Oh, or a smith. That'll work. We could do stuff like that. Um, we've got the Terra project, terraformings to finish. We have the docks to do. We have the fish markets. You know, you guys get the my drift of things. I'm going to be adding to this throughout, making sure that I have all of the different projects laid out. It's just going to make it easier for me. It's going to make it visual. And it's kind of a checklist. So as we complete things, we can delete those things. And that sense of accomplishment is a pretty nice feeling. I think that's just a nice way to break things down. And then you can come in here and go, oh, okay, I'm going to finish the terraforming today. And then you go work on that little project. And breaking things down into smaller projects is going to make it to where this larger project is going to come together very, very nicely. Now, I did want to take my block palette and put this up somewhere, and I noticed I'm using the mini blocks because we haven't really messed around with them, but the warped stem does not have a mini block, which is interesting, but we're not going to be using the stems anyway. It's going to be more of the woods here. These are our three main roofs. These are our three main structural blocks. These are our three main accent blocks, and then just some others that we are going to use throughout the builds. Eventually, I'm going to place all of this down somewhere, but I think what I need to do is potentially start looking at what is my next project, and I think I want to build the mayor's house. Is that upside down? It's definitely upside down. Sometimes running around the server or your world, just doing minimal things like cleaning up a build that you didn't quite finish, maybe finish a build that's just got a few more blocks to do, can really get the motivation to start a new project. I know for me, sometimes the hardest thing to do is just to sit down at the computer and start the work. But another useful tool that I didn't really start using until about season 2 of Truly Bedrock, a little into season 2, is creative. You can take your world and copy it, throw it into creative. If you're playing on a realm or a server with friends, that's a little harder to do, but luckily for us, we have access. You guys will notice that this is the island. You guys will notice that there are things being built. I use creative for a sketching platform. I don't always just sketch things in the redstone testing world. Sometimes I like to put them in the world. And when we started sketching out this house, I realized that I want my entrance originally was right here, but I actually want my entrance right here so that we can go down into the smelting room. Oh, that's pretty cool. Those are Foxy's little pack with mixing textures. You'll see here, this is what I cleaned up, and this was actually stacked out to here, stacked up to here. So we cleaned that up. We cleaned all of this up. This was an older download. Obviously, my portal has moved over to here, but this gives me a nice little starting point of things. And you can easily switch things out. I started out with spruce wood. I don't like the spruce wood. I think I want to go dark oak. I think that's going to look better. I started out with stone brick. I think we're going to go blackstone. I started out with... Maybe I started out with blackstone and didn't like it. But down here we had stone brick. I'm going to change that for deep slate. There's just so many things that you can do in creative, and this is a tool that I highly recommend. If you're not, use it. It'll help, I think, lay things out and make it easier to plan things out when doing this. Obviously, we don't have this full build, but it is going to be at least a starting place, and I can really start starting. There's a lot of starts in there, but I can get going on this project on the actual server. And after doing some sketching in creative and figuring things out and realizing I really want to build a mayor's house for a couple of different reasons, I think I'm going to house these guys inside of the house for a little while just in case. This way they don't escape. Luckily, we've had 0 issues. And speaking of the allays, there was a comment that was made that said I should breed these up and I should distribute them out amongst the Truly Bedrock server. And I think, where is it? I think that's a great idea. Where is it? Steve Johnson. And name them non-violent Vex, because I kept wanting to call them Vex, but giving one to each server mate would be cool. We do need to go to the Deep Dark and get the Echo Shards, or whatever they're called, to do the thing, but before we do all of that, I want to get building. It's going to give us a stepping stone to where I can start putting all of these chests away. We don't have this giant mess of things, and we can get to the clock, we can get to the nether, all of those things. So I am going to gather, or grab rather, some blocks here, and I think we're going to get started. Well, we did some serious building, and we have the mayor's house complete, at least the facade. And I've done a little bit of terraforming just to wrap up these corners and some of the areas that needed a little bit of work. Like this side here needed a little bit, so we did put in some. I think that's going to work. And the next thing that I need to do is put in like a staircase. I do want to cut this back, similar to what we had on creative. And of course, we need to work on a floor and we need to work on a few things. But I think we're just going to do that. And then we're going to grab ourselves like half a stack. Perfect. So there needs to be a little bit of a slope at both this door and that door over there. This will help. So let us do probably something like this. And just make a staircase down to that level. Got a decent little slope down here. I like kind of the longer run up, but I don't like is that. So maybe, like that. We could do that like that. And just cut that out like that. And then what we can do is fill this in, like so. And then do the same up here. This one's going to be a little more harsh. That don't look bad. But what I think we need is we're going to need some kind of like... Obviously a path is going to come out here. But we need like... Polished? Maybe some polished deep slate? And each one of these points like this? Do we want to do this? See, this is where it's just kind of placing some things down and see how it goes. And then maybe what we do is we put a little wall. Like that. That could work. That could work. I don't think that looks too bad. There is a lot of work that needs to be done on this house. We have simply just done a facade, right? We need to do a floor, a little bit of exterior decoration, interior decoration by the truckload, and maybe throw in some detail into this so it isn't just so flat and repetitive across. And also, one of the things that I want to do, of course, is move all of this junk into the house itself. No more will we have sleeping under the stars type situation. So, with all of that, this has taken quite a few hours. I think I've spent the better part of about 4 hours building this thing, and even longer collecting all of the materials and doing all of the things. So, with that, I think we're out of time. No, we're definitely out of time. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Very, very buildy. I think next episode we will start doing the cleanup and maybe the detailing portions. Maybe you guys can throw some ideas my way or what you would do to kind of throw some detail in this. I think we're going to mix in some stone brick into the deep slate brick. Maybe throw some polished walls and regular walls into, the black stone there. And then maybe we'll throw in some like the hanging red vines might look good. Maybe a little bit of foliage around the area. I don't know. You guys let me know. Let me know in the comment section below. But that is going to do it for us today. I hope you enjoyed the video. You guys know the routine. If you did, please leave a like, comment, consider subscribing if you're new to the channel. Deep breath before we say the next part. Be sure to check the description for all the different ways to follow me, including links to Twitter, Twitch, Discord, Truly Bedrock Discord, Truly Bedrock website. There's a link to all the Truly Bedrock members' YouTube channels in the description below. There are links to the second channel where I put up live streams. There's a link to the third channel where we do Pokemon challenges, if you're interested in that. And of course, the last link down below is the Patreon link. If you're feeling generous, of course not required, but greatly appreciated, click on all of that. And thank you guys so much again for watching. Thank you so much for the continued support. I think we are approaching 2,300 subscribers, so that's pretty awesome. And hopefully we'll get to doing some live streams and get back on track. This video should almost come out when it normally will, depending on how fast I can get it edited and uploaded. So wish me luck. You guys are already watching it. Wish me luck on the next video, right? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.